In a class of 18 students, there are 11 men and 7 women. 4 students are randomly picked to present a demonstration on the use of graphing calculators. Now we have 2 questions. 1, find the probability the group consists of all women, and find the probability the group consists of 2 men and 2 women. All right, so let's look at part A. The probability of the 4 students being all women, well, by our definition of probability, let's say probability of all women is the number of ways to pick 4 women divided by the number of ways to pick any 4 people. Number of ways to pick 4 people. All right, so the number of ways our event could happen divided by the total number of possible outcomes of the procedure. Now, of these, so if we're looking at the number of ways to pick 4 women, there are 7 women, and we're choosing a group of 4 of them. All right, so since it's a group where there aren't any individual titles, order doesn't matter, so this is a combination problem. So this should be out of 7 objects, and I'm not calling women objects by any means, but just in general, combinations are selections of objects from a group. So out of 7 objects, we're choosing 4 of them. Or in this specific case, out of 7 women, we're choosing 4 of them. And the number of total ways to pick any 4 people, well, there's 18 objects, we're picking 4 of them. In this case, people again. So 18, combination 5. And I'm not going to use the combination formula with the factorials. I'm going to use Excel to calculate these values. So we have 7, oh, I don't know why I wrote 5, I think I said 4. 7 combination 4 divided by 18 combination 4. All right, so I'm going to, again, like I said, I'm going to bring up Excel for this. And the Excel function for combinations, well, let's say you don't remember what it is. All we have to do is start typing the word combination into Excel, and Excel should give us a recommended function. So we want to do 7 combination 4. Okay, so equal sign, and then I'll start typing the word combination. Oh, well, after just the first 4 letters, there's only 2 functions on Excel that start with the letters COMB, and the first one on the list is returns the number of combinations for a given number of items. That's exactly what we're looking for. So if I select this one, Excel is telling me in parentheses I need number, comma, number chosen. All right, well, that's the 7 and the 4. So 7, comma 4. And we get 35. And then the denominator of that fraction was how many ways could we pick 4 out of 18 people. So it was 18 combination 4. And our function again is COMBIN. And then the number of objects we have is 18. The number we're choosing is 4. So we have 35 divided by 3060. And let's convert that to a decimal. And so I'll go back to Excel, and in this cell, let's say the probability of 4 women Oh, that should be equal to the 35 divided by the 3060. Okay, and let's round this to, normally we do 3 decimal places, so it looks like 0.011. 0.011. Okay, and so for the probability of 2 men, 2 women, well, let's look at this as a 2-step process. So we have to pick man number 1 and man number 2, and then we have to pick woman number 1 and woman number 2. All right, so how many ways is this possible? Well, how many men are there? There's 11 men. So this would be out of 11 men, we're picking 2 of them. And then for the women, out of the 7 women, we're picking 2 of them. And so the multiplication rule, the fundamental counting rule says we multiply these 2 values. For each one of these options, for the men, that could be linked with any one of these options for the women. So we're going to multiply these 2 numbers together. 11 combination 2 times 7 combination 2. Okay, I'll go back to Excel for this one. So we'll have 11 combination 2. Okay, so we have equal, COMBIN. Number of objects is 11. The number we're choosing is 2. So we have 55. And for the women, the 7. And we're choosing 2 of them. So that's equal, COMBIN, 7 combination 2. All right, so 55 times 21. And if we multiply these 2 together, say the 55 times the 21, 1,155. Okay, and we already know the total number of ways to pick any 4 people. So the probability of 2 men and 2 women is the number of different ways we could pick 2 men and 2 women, which is 1,155, divided by the total number of ways we could pick any 2 people, which is 3,060. And if we divide those 2 numbers, so it's a probability of 2 men and 2 women. That should be equal to the 1155 divided by the 3,060. And again, I'll round this to 3 decimal places. 0.377. All right. So again, the process of determining probability, anytime you're calculating probability, it always comes down to counting. Counting has to be the first step. And actually, 99% of the problem is counting. And once you do all the counting, to calculate the probability, it always ends up being just dividing 2 numbers. So, all right. That does it for this problem. I hope this was helpful.